Hey, my name is Veronica and I'm going to talk to you today about NBR extensions or Natural Beaded Row Extensions and just my experience with them. I've had them for about 6 months. I've had some sort of extension in my hair for I think about 12 years with about a year break maybe in between each type of extension. So long time. My first extensions were kind of the old school sew-in where they did two like cornrows or French braids horizontal on the back of my head and sewed in the machine tied wefts of hair. I had those for about 6 or 7 years and then took a break, and then I did tape-ins for a few years after that. Took a break and then I found NBR. So NBR is by far the best extension method that I've had. It just wins out in so many ways. This is the most hair that I've ever had on my head. It's definitely the most comfortable. I can style it any way I want, and I don't have to worry about like melting the glue or just dissolving the glue with conditioners or other hair products like I had to worry about with tape-ins. So it wins out in every area. Just some things that I would have liked to know before I got NBR. The first is that I did experience headaches for about 1 to 2 weeks after getting the NBR for the first time. I think that was just because it was so much hair on my head, more than I was used to with the other types of extensions, that there was just more tension and weight on my head. That's why I think I was probably getting the headaches. I'm not sure, but it did happen. They weren't like debilitating migraines or anything like that. It was just noticeable, and again, it went away in about 2 weeks. The other thing that did happen, and sometimes still happens after I get my rows tightened, is I will get like basically itchy red bumps kind of near where the bead is. And my mother-in-law, who's an RN, she confirmed that it's actually just from the tension. It's not like an allergic reaction to the hair. It's not lice or anything like that. It's just basically like a tension. It's just your scalp being irritated. That being said, my skin is very, very sensitive. So not everybody might experience that, but if you have sensitive skin and you're noticing that that's happening with your NBR, it's normal and it does go away. But that's just something I would have liked to know. That is normal, it does happen. Another thing that I've learned the hard way about is moisturizing the NBR. So definitely the oil is where it's at. I didn't really pay attention to this as much with my first batch of hair, and it didn't last as long as it could have. You definitely want to oil at night for sure. Just the ends. You don't need to do up here. I even do it in the morning sometimes. But if your hair is just not looking like those beautiful Pinterest pictures, if it's just not behaving well, it's probably because you're not moisturizing enough with the oil. I really love the Bumble & Bumble Invisible Hairdresser's Oil. I've heard the Unite one is great too. I haven't tried it, but this is definitely my favorite one. And definitely braid your hair at night for sure. The extensions just aren't as forgiving as your regular hair in terms of just wanting to be protected at night. So definitely every night, if you're gonna do anything, oil it and put it in a braid. Another trick is to not comb it until it's completely dry. So on the days that you do wash all your hair, it's gonna feel really weird. You're gonna feel like you're giving yourself dreadlocks, but just trust me, just rough dry all your hair and then brush it. It's just gonna be so much easier for you to get out the tangles and knots when it's dry, and it will prevent you from pulling excessively on the rows. And definitely get a wet brush. So I just use the Wet Brush Pro. It just has really soft bristles that give way. So definitely pick up one of these. They're not expensive at all. The other products I love are the Oribe Soft Dry Conditioning Spray and the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. I love these. So those are 3 products that I use pretty much on the daily. The other thing I'll say is I only wash my whole head of hair, excuse me, probably twice a week. But I will just wash the crown. So I'll just kind of grab my own hair above my top row and just kind of wash all that. That will definitely get me, you know, between washes. Another trick to get you between washes is definitely dry shampoo. This is my favorite brand. It's the Detox Dry Shampoo. And a trick is to use it at night because it will just kind of give your scalp a chance to, well, the product, I should say, a chance to soak up all the oil at night while you sleep, and you don't have to worry about, you know, white powder in your hair. So basically just kind of taking it section by section, spraying, and just kind of going down, and then same in the back. You just spray and just kind of part it and spray at the parts. And then oil the ends and braid it. So that's pretty much my nightly routine when I'm not gonna wash it the next day. Trying to think what else. I use the Caviar brand of shampoo and conditioner. I was using the Oribe, and the Oribe is great, but for me the Caviar brand was just way more moisturizing. Oh, and I should mention I have 2 rows of 18-inch. I am probably gonna get a 3rd row or a mini row in the back because if you can see, I'll try to show you, but my hair is really, really thin. And so to me, it just kind of looks a little suspect that I have all this hair down here and then it's just super thin right here. So I'm gonna talk to my hairdresser and see if I can get another mini row like right there just to kind of help bring it out a little bit. Are they worth the money? For me, yes, absolutely. They are expensive for sure. But when you also think about everything that the stylist is doing to your hair and the extensions, to me, it's completely worth the money. They're doing full color on you, on the extensions, probably trimming or a haircut on both you and the extensions. They're taking them out, they're reinstalling them, full blowout in style. My salon even does a photo shoot after. There's at least 2 stylists working on me the whole time. Sometimes there's 3. So I'm in and out of the salon in 3 hours, which is incredible for that level of service. That would just never happen with, you know, one person. So yes, it is expensive, but you get what you pay for, 100%. This is such high quality hair. It looks completely natural. They're so comfortable. You can do your hair anyway, which I can speak for at least the old school sew-in and the tape-ins. That is not the case. And yeah, I mean, I would say that you could try it once if you didn't think it was worth the money. You could definitely get them taken out and keep the hair. I think you can keep the hair. But for me, they're absolutely worth it. Yeah, and so those were just some tips and tricks that I thought would be helpful. That's some things that I would have loved to know before I got NBR. And my stylist is Michaela Breesy of M Styling in Windsor, California. She's amazing. So if you have any other questions, just comment down below and I'll try to get back to you. Ciao.